How's it going, everybody? It's the Joe Low Fox News, my channel where I talk about anime, video games, and cartoons. And today I'm here to talk about My Hero Academia. Now, I just got done recording a video talking about Sonic 3, and as promised, I am doing a video talking about My Hero Academia. So, I'm actually talking about the ending and stuff of My Hero Academia if you haven't read the title of the video, and just what are my initial thoughts, because I know everybody's been talking about it. There's been a lot of people that's been ranting about it, raving, etc. Now, I have, of course, my own opinions reserved about this whole ending and stuff. And trust me, I've been saw the ending when it first came out, at least that Friday. So, yeah, but I'm just a little late to talk about it because I wasn't even sure if I even wanted to talk about it or not. But I just want to put my thoughts out there because I just feel like some people were kind of overreacting, and I feel like, okay, then some people do got a point. And there are, don't get me wrong, there are some things that I feel like that could have been done better, or that I would have, well, and this ain't about me, but I would say that I would have preferred to be done a lot more better and stuff, in my opinion, because I'm really a huge fan of My Hero Academia and stuff. Like, out of all the new gen animes, I definitely love following My Hero Academia. I've always kind of been ahead of the anime, of course, because I've been I love the manga. And what else? I've watched all 3 of the movies. I haven't really read any of the novels yet, which I'll probably get around to, and I need to watch the OVAs, but it's a very great series, you know. I mean, I love My Hero Academia. Cool characters, cool costumes, cool powers, etc. So, anyways, let me get right into it. So, let me just talk about the ending. I guess I just need to summarize the ending to for the people that are uninitiated. So, of course, spoilers. So, if you're watching the anime for the first time and you don't know the ending, then I recommend not watching this video. If not, or if you don't care, well, yeah, stay tuned. So anyways, basically what happens is Deku defeats Tomura Shigaraki and stuff in their final battle, but at the cost, he had to sacrifice one for all his powers in order to defeat him and whatnot, right? And, you know, of course, with the help of Class 1A and all that stuff, yeah, Deku managed to defeat him, okay? Now, we kind of skip ahead a little bit where they kind of resolve some things, where we skip ahead about 8 years. This is in chapter 430, the final chapter of My Hero Academia, where we skip it 8 years into the future. So Deku and his friends are about 24, pushing around 25 and stuff, so about close to my age, basically. Pretty much, they've kind of moved on, become adults. They graduated high school, got jobs as pro heroes, but since Deku doesn't have his powers anymore, he's kind of decided to become a teacher and whatnot. And, you know, teach the new, kids at UA and all that stuff about how to use their powers and whatnot. Because you remember how Deku used to, take notes and all that stuff, and used to, mutter or mumble to himself, and everybody was like, okay, Deku, that's a little weird. But, yeah, that. So, I guess it definitely makes sense, though, especially since the show's called My Hero Academia. So, yeah, it's Deku, the student, becoming the teacher. And on top of that, most of his idols and stuff, like All Might, Gran Torino, Mr. Aizawa, they're all teachers themselves and mentors. You know, they're all former pro heroes, and then, you know, teachers and all that stuff, just passing on what they know to the next generation. So, pretty nice ending, right? Now, there are definitely some things Deku not getting with Ochiko or whatever, or him not really being in contact with his friends, or people are just wow, that's it? He just becomes a teacher and stuff, a basic, that's so basic, you know? And I get it, trust me, I really do. And I do have a lot more bigger hopes and ambitions, but I'm going to get into that in a second. So that's basically Deku's, character arc right there, or the ending in a nutshell, okay? So I don't mind him becoming a teacher, like I said, because it does kind of make sense and stuff, like I said, because of who he idolizes and all that stuff. But I'm going to talk about the Ochiko thing first, or next up. So let me just talk about that right now. So, and it's not I don't like Ochiko or anything. Oh no, trust me, I really do like Ochiko. I even have a little figurine of Ochiko and everything. I have her, Deku, Sue, Mirako. I want to get a next up I might get a Bakugo one, or probably a Lemillion. But yeah. But anyways, no, I do like Ochiko though. And she is definitely a cool character, and her and Deku have a bit of a cute, they're not really in a relationship, but they both have mutual crushes on one another, and it's kind of been built up that, yeah, that they were going to fall in love and all that stuff. You know, just simple stuff like in the beginning, of course, you know, they both saved each other, where Ochako saved Deku from almost falling to his death, and Deku saved Ochako from that giant robot from almost like attacking her and everything. So yeah. And then on top of that, you know, the fact that like Deku had gotten Ochako that little All Might ornament or little figurine that Ochako actually carries on her and stuff, which a lot of people forgot and stuff, you know, that he gave her as a Christmas present, and Ochako really, you know, cherishes it a lot. And then how Toga was kind of teasing or messing with Ochako about her feelings for Deku and all that stuff. And then what else? Or how Ochako had literally defended Deku when everybody was trying to like kick him out of the school, like the citizens or the civilians that he was fighting for and all that stuff, was like, nah, we don't want him. He's a burden to us and all that and blah, blah, blah. All Might, or not All Might, All for One is going to come for us, or if he's here and all that stuff, because, you know, because of his quirk and all that stuff. So yeah, but Ochako had helped Deku out and even motivated him and all that stuff in that moment. So yeah, so they definitely had some good moments and stuff, you know. And my problem is with chapter 429 is that was honestly the golden opportunity where they could have really sealed the deal there, and they could have just gotten together and became like a couple or something, you know. That would have been cool, because again, that's been built up, and it's not like Ochako is just anybody. I mean, hell, I think Kohei Hirokoshi, he had these ideas about Ochako kind of from the start, where originally Mount Lady, Ochako was originally supposed to be Mount Lady, but I don't know, I think he kind of struggled to kind of write the quirk, so he kind of made Mount Lady and Ochako two separate characters in that case. But still, you know what I mean? But he's definitely had big plans and stuff. Like, she was definitely going to be like the female kind of protagonist or deuteragonist for, like, you know, for Deku and all that, you know? So, but what I'm saying is for 429, it's just like, man, they really had a golden opportunity where they just could have had that one moment together and just like, oh, they got together, sealed it with a kiss or something. Who knows, you know? But, and then Class 1A showed up, and I'm like, yeah. And this is just like more so of like everybody comforting Ochako, and I was like, God damn it, what the hell was that? What the hell was that, Kohei? Like, really? Like, come on, man. But yeah, but it is what it is with that. And then we skip ahead 8 years into the future, and yeah, nothing. So everybody's kind of ragging on Ochako and stuff, and it was like, you know, just talking all this shit and all this trash about her. And I'm like, no, I don't got nothing against Ochako or anything. Now, that's all because of writing and stuff, and I get it. Sometimes, I'm not saying like your high school crush or whatever, or your high school love is like, or your first love is going to be your true love and stuff. And hell, it's not like Deku got other options too. There's other characters and stuff that he's had dynamics with. I know a popular one would be like with Sue or whatever, even though it's more so platonic between them, but hey, that's one. Or some people even suggest Hatsume, and then funny enough, some people were suggesting that shark girl that Deku had rescued and stuff back when he was in his vigilante days. So nah, but nah, I mean, funny though, but nah. But anyways, but yeah. But still, I mean, still, it's just like, my thing is like they were kind of building that up and it just kind of went nowhere. So that was the problem with that. But it doesn't make me dislike Ochako or anything. Like, nah, I feel like a lot of people are being a little bit too hard on her, talking about, oh, is she unloyal? Is she unfaithful? Deku got cucked. And then some people were trying to imply that, oh, Ochako is also seeing Ingenium, you know, Ida and stuff or whatever, because she has like some kind of, like her costume or something has like a piece or whatever that was inspired by his or something. But I would say one of my only gripes, though, about some of the future characters or whatever, or the future, is that I kind of feel like the designs were a little bit rushed. I kind of wanted something a little bit more creative, but I know it's a lot of characters to kind of juggle, so I don't think Kohei could have been like that, what's the word, that creative in that moment and stuff. It's kind of like with Boruto, how like in Boruto, like when they showed the beginning, or not or in the beginning when they show like the future and all that stuff where Boruto was fighting Kawaki, they didn't show Boruto's like, well, they showed a little bit, but they went into a lot more detail about Boruto's design later and stuff when we got to Troops of Vortex, where everybody was like, God damn, Boruto look crisp, you know? So it's probably one of those things where they just, you know, because they're wearing the exact same costumes that they had from when they were teenagers, and I was like, you know, 8 years of stuff, I kind of wanted to see a little bit of a change with some of their designs and stuff, you know. I mean, obviously some of their faces look a little bit more mature-ish, and their body types, yeah, definitely. But again, that's just a me thing right there. Now, I'm gonna definitely get into, now I hope you guys are definitely gonna hear this one, but I actually wanted to talk about Deku's powers, because that's the main thing that bothers me and stuff, about how Deku didn't get to keep his powers and all that stuff. And I'm just like, he's quirkless again. Now, of course, Deku don't mind being quirkless or whatever. He's kind of accepted it because, hell, he was quirkless from the beginning, had his powers, newfound powers and stuff. Sometimes Deku was like, damn, do I even deserve my powers, or should I pass it on to somebody else like Mirio or Bakugo or something? You know, that kind of thing. But I kind of wanted to talk about his powers because there are ways he can probably either get back his powers, or there are probably some ways where it just doesn't make sense about him giving up his powers, okay? So where do I even start with first? I'm going to start with the Shigaraki thing. So Deku gave his powers of One For All to Shigaraki, right? Now, Deku shouldn't really be able to transfer his powers like that to Shigaraki. And the reason for that is because, how do I put this about Deku? But yeah, as I was saying, like Deku, he shouldn't be able to like really pass on his powers, because technically Deku is supposed to be the last user of One For All and stuff, you know? That's why he was all like when he was in his vigilante state, in his renegade mode, before fighting Class 1A, Deku was like trying to find All For One to finally take him down, because he was like, you know, because if he fails, then that's it. He can't pass on the quirk to no one else and stuff. So it was like that kind of situation. So he can't do that, you know? Now, he did actually pass it on to Bakugo back in the second movie and stuff, where he actually gave his quirk to Bakugo, which also leads to my second point. But because, now, this is just my theory, but I think because Deku hadn't fully manifested the powers of All For One, of One For All, with, like, you know, since he didn't have the flight and the black whip tentacles and all that stuff, and the danger sense, since he didn't have all that stuff going for him at the time, then I don't think, oh, okay, well, it hasn't fully developed yet, so he was able to pass it on. But since it has, and the users were telling him that he is like that he can't pass it on to anyone else, you know, then he shouldn't be able to do that, you know. And then Bakugo, in that second movie, yeah, he passed it on temporarily to Bakugo. But here's the funny thing, though. As soon as they defeated the villain, which was 9 in that movie and stuff, Bakugo had fell unconscious and stuff. So he didn't fully inherit it, which I know there's this ass-pool explanation that All Might gave. But he was basically saying, since Bakugo had passed out before the powers could fully transfer to him, then the powers just go back to Deku, right? And since Shigaraki's dead and stuff, and he didn't have the powers but for so long, then technically Deku should still have the powers. I'm just saying. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah. So that's why I think that, yeah, Deku should have definitely gotten his powers back. And I was thinking that he was getting his powers back or something around chapter 428 or 429, where he used the embers or whatever to, like, meet up with Ojiko and whatnot to talk to her. But that was probably because, you know, kind of like how, you know how, like, All Might has that ability where he can, like, transform from, like, his muscular-looking form to his, like, skinny-looking or his original form and all that stuff. Yeah, where I'm saying he was able to do that after his All For One thing, but he can't use the strength. Yeah, I would say it's kind of like that with Deku, where he's able to at least use the remainders of it to do this. But anyways, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, it should have went back to him if that's the case, because the movies are in fact canon and stuff, because pretty much they've been acknowledged inside the mangas, and the movie-only characters have appeared in the mangas and stuff before. Like, I think in one of the last chapters where Deku was defeating Shigaraki, or he, you know, when he finally defeated him, they actually showed the other characters like Melissa and all those other guys. Then I also heard somebody gave this explanation that Eri could possibly, like, you know, use her rewind powers just like she did for Mirio, and just revive One For All, which, yeah, that's also possible too. So, I mean, hell, they could probably do that in the future and stuff, you know what I mean? It's not off the table. But anyways, but yeah, but I would say, like, okay, maybe they're not trying not to take a chance right now. And then there's also quirk enhancers that they got, but I don't think Deku's going to do no quirk enhancers, because that's a drug inside the My Hero Academia universe, where quirk users use quirk enhancers to, like, as drugs and all that stuff to, like, enhance their abilities but it makes their tongues all black and it makes their powers a little bit radical. But if they actually like worked on it and stuff, they could probably revive One for All. So I mean, if they're more technological about it. But that's just my opinion, though. So those are some ways that they actually could actually bring back Deku's powers. Now, what do I think of the ending? Personally, I think it was a little bit underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you. It wasn't perfect, definitely, and it wasn't bad. But like I said, my biggest thing is mostly like the powers and of course the Ochako thing. And on top of that, like I'm kind of getting like, I wouldn't say I'm getting annoyed, but I don't really like how when some heroes like lose their powers and stuff, and we're kind of like seeing them throughout the entire story, where they're training and they're learning how to use those powers and stuff. Because that's how I felt about Star versus the Forces of Evil. If anyone's watched that cartoon, because towards the end, Star had pretty much sacrificed magic and stuff in order to defeat what's his face? What's that chick? Mina Mongoose, or Mina Moonberry or something like that. Yeah, to defeat Mina basically. And I was like, so wait. Star sacrificed magic just to defeat her, because Star thought that, you know, magic can only be used, like only stupid people abuse and use magic and stuff. So therefore, no one should be able to use it. I get it, and I get what she's saying. And I'm not getting she doesn't like, you know, she's not coming from anywhere with that rationality. But I'm just like, well, okay. But I mean, I was just saying, like, at least something at the last minute got to come through or something. I'm just saying, to like talk her out of it, because I just felt like, damn, because we just spent all this time like seeing her like really grow, learn how to like use these powers and stuff, and then she just gives it up just like that. I was like, damn, that's a cop out. But yeah, but a lot of people also compare it to like Full Metal Alchemist too, with Edward and stuff, since Edward sacrificed alchemy in order to bring his brother back. So you can kind of see that with My Hero Academia. I'm just saying. But for me though, I do see the My Hero Academia ending. It's a lot like Assassination Classroom, where like everyone's kind of moved on and done other things and all that stuff. And the one of the guys, the blue-haired dude that looked like a girl, he decided to become a teacher, just like his sensei and all that. So that was pretty nice, like Kuro sensei. So yeah, so you can kind of see it like that. But anyways, but yeah, but I am still tuning in and watching the anime and whatnot. I've been kind of falling behind, but I'm not gonna lie to you, that Star and Stripe fight with Shigaraki, I was like, god damn, that is so well animated. And then the fight with Todoroki and Dabi was also pretty cool as well. So I definitely should have that motivation, at least in mind, to definitely continue to keep watching the anime and stuff, you know, because, you know, I mean, like, it's a beautiful show and it's a good series, you know, and I really love it. But yeah, but anyways, but I'm not fretting though, because I do think that they definitely could easily like spin off My Hero Academia and stuff into other stuff, or make some kind of possible sequel. And if they do a sequel, I hope they focus on like Deku and his friends at least being young adults and stuff, because My Hero Academia has been a little formulaic, if I'm going to be honest with you, where it's either they're doing trainee arcs and all that stuff where they're training, there's some kind of ambush, there's some kind of major plot point, or what else, or just whatever, you know. So like stuff like that just randomly happens. Okay, but yeah, so I hope that like maybe we can, like, if we do get a sequel, we can follow the you know, we can follow Deku and the others and stuff as like, you know, oh, they're in their 20s and stuff, kicking ass and all that stuff. Deku hopefully gets his powers back and stuff. I know a lot of people were complaining about, because Deku, yeah, he became a teacher, but thanks to All Might and the others, he was able to become a pro hero and stuff again. Or he was able to become a pro hero because Hatsume had made a little tech suit, kind of like, you know, for Deku to kind of use in the place of like One for All and all that stuff. So that was pretty cool. But I actually want his powers back though. That's what I really want. But yeah. But anyways, what else do I have to say before I end this video? Oh yeah, and I got one more thing to say. Now I know a lot of people are kind of complaining about Deku, like, oh, well, just because he lost his powers and stuff, why is Deku giving up being a hero? He should be more like a street level character and stuff, teaching himself martial arts and how to fight and all that stuff. See, and that's how a lot of people were complaining, because they were all against the whole idea of Deku having One for All, that he got it from All Might, and people were like, well, he didn't earn One for All. Yes, he did. Now, let me break it down like this, okay? Now, a lot of people were comparing Deku to Batman, okay, or some kind of street level hero. And that's not Deku, okay? He's not a street level hero. He's not like Batman, Daredevil, where he's training his mind and his body. Well, he is training, but his mind and his body. But you know what I mean. So like, without the use of superpowers and all that stuff. Oh, although Daredevil does have superpowers, but you know what I mean. To like physically go up against like people with superhuman abilities and shit like that, right? But what some people don't understand or don't get is that Deku is actually based mostly off of Spider-Man. You know, like Kohei, if I'm not mistaken, is a huge Spider-Man fan, right? And guess what? I know a lot of people who don't like the fact that like Deku had gotten his powers from All Might or something, but there's other heroes that have similar origins and stuff and has became like very great heroes and stuff, okay? Without the use of like, oh, well, they had to work or train. Deku did work and he did put in the training and stuff once he got the powers and stuff, but that's not what determines whether your worth or your quality as a hero. What determines your worth and quality as a hero is what you do with your own powers and stuff, and how you use it for good. That's what really matters, okay? Because there's other heroes than just Batman or whatever street level character. There's the Green Power Ranger from Tommy Oliver and stuff. Didn't he not get his powers and stuff? Sometimes he got it taken, and when he got his powers taken or he just lost it, he just had to retire or just went about his own day. You know, the Power Rangers, Green Lanterns and stuff, the Green Lanterns. Of course, you know, without their power rings and stuff, they're kind of just like the average man. But when they they gain the power ring and stuff, they use the abilities and stuff to like protect and save the universe, do they not? Or their sector, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, there's Captain America, who got his powers from the Super Soldier Serum and all that stuff. He didn't like work or train hard or anything crazy like that. Well, he did train, of course, once he had the Super Soldier Serum in his system. But you know what I mean, though. He still became like one of the greatest heroes of all time because of the Super Soldier Serum. And again, it's like here with Deku and stuff, or with Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man and didn't work or train hard either. He got his powers from a spider bite, and then he became Spider-Man. So I'm just saying, like, a lot of people don't really like think about that type of thing, because Deku's thing is, you know, obviously he wasn't born with a quirk, because that's more of like an X-Men kind of thing, where most of his friends were born with quirks and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is Deku, what he did with One for All, that's what really matters, and that determines his character and all that other stuff, okay? But that's all I had to say on My Hero Academia. I do think that they might make a sequel. They actually had some stuff like My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which is kind of a prequel manga or a spin-off kind of thing. It takes place a little bit before Deku went to high school at UA and all that stuff, so I think he might be in elementary school around this era or something, according to what I was reading in Kohei Hiroroshi's thing. I know it's over too, but they can easily bring it back, do some spin-offs and stuff. I would love to see like Deku get his powers back and balancing being a pro hero and being a teacher and all that stuff, and just seeing his friends grow. All right, anyways, that's the end of my video. I know it's been a little lengthy. This is the Johnny Level Fox, and I'm out. Peace, and until we meet again, I'm out.